Hey everybody, welcome to maybe my final Horizon Forbidden West video. We'll see. But this is definitely, I hope, going to be my last perfect game video. This is going to be quite a long video. I hope I get it underneath a 1 hour limit. But we're going to go to settings. So the reason I'm making another one is because this is kind of the ultimate version. This is Horizon Forbidden West, perfect file, on the ultra hard difficulty. Now, I had done this before, and I'd done a previous YouTube video doing Horizon Forbidden West on the variable difficulty. What that means is that if you choose a difficulty between story mode and very hard mode, you can actually change the difficulty during the game. But on ultra hard, that difficulty is locked. So you can see under general, there's no actual option to change difficulty because, again, we're on ultra hard. Okay. Another thing is that this is the last save for the perfect file, mainly because this salvage contract, underwater salvage, is glitched, meaning that if I complete it and then I reload or restart from save or die or essentially restart the file for any reason, the first objective, talk to Danur, will be glitched and it will be instead replaced by search for salvage underwater with an X beside it. It'll have a failed objective. I've not found a way to get around this glitch. It appears to have been introduced with one of the later patches and was never corrected. And you will find that the salvage contracts have the most glitched objectives, actually. The objectives can be glitched in general. There are some scattered annoying ones, but the salvage contracts specifically are pretty bad. And then underwater salvage is essentially, as far as I can tell, it's impossible to avoid, at least from my knowledge. And so, in the interest of a perfect game file and not having that X show up as a failed objective, I've basically made my last save file here. So let's go ahead and get the perfect file and start going through it again. And I'll show you how fast it is, actually, to essentially get to the point where everything's perfected. In other words, you have to finish underwater salvage, quickly finish care of salvage unlimited, and then go back to the sunken ruins to pick up a glitched underwater salvage to get the most out of the inventory. Okay, so here we go. We're going to start with our advanced boats. And we're going to travel right here to finish this off. You're going to have to kill 3 rebel conquerors to do it. I tried killing them earlier and moving away, but unfortunately, if you kill them and then you don't actually finish the objective, they respawn, so it becomes rather pointless.
Talk about time. It's good to see you, Aloy. I'll make just a minute. I guess we now have.
Okay, so we finished that. And then, of course, we'll go right to finish off the care of salvage contract. All the way back over here.
Nice, Very nice.
Skip that.
Would have never thought of that.
It paired up nicely with your rollerback salvage. Can't believe you actually hunted one down.
So now you'll see that under salvage contracts, everything's done. Excuse me. And under underwater salvage, you can see all the objectives are fine. But understand now that that's been done, the minute you reload or restart or die, this will glitch out. Okay? You also see under the game progression that we're at 100% once you do that. Under inventory, we've lost one of our salvages, so we're going to have to now go back to the underwater area and get that salvage back, and then we'll be ready to start talking about the perfect game. So I choose this place, and we'll fly out there. It's one of the small glitches in the game that I found, that even after you complete certain salvage contracts, if you go to the site where some of those salvages are, you can still pick them up. At first, I thought that was the reason why the objectives were glitched, but in point of fact, that's not the case. Even if I don't take advantage of this, it still glitches, unfortunately. So the easiest one to get is the one below the ruins right here. Right over here. So you have the Sunken Relic Salvage, which is going to show up here. Sunken Relic Salvage. And so from here, we can now go back. I usually go to Hidden Ember to restock on the metal bone or whatever I used, because I had to kill those rebel conquerors. We'll check here on the workbench, make sure that all our ammo is clean. Everything's good. The quest item here, of course, we can never use because that will remove that from our inventory for the specials. Okay, we got everything. So let's start. Get on over to the base. We'll start talking about things. I'm going to go through this in one more time as quickly as I can, because we did take some time, obviously, to get to the point of the perfect game. But you'll see why I had to do that. And I explained why I had to do that. So here we go. Let's go to our room. All right, so here we go. First off, let's get to the notebook. So tutorials, obviously, make sure there's no exclamation marks. Make sure you've read or cycle through all of those. Under statistics, just make sure that every one of those lines is present. The numbers don't really matter as long as there's every line is done. So you've done every little thing you can. You've put machines at every type of state. You've detonated some canisters. You can see I only had 5. Exploded a few elemental sacks, triggered a few traps, things like that. I'll put special attention to the unique heavy weapons picked up. Remember that you need to pick up 15 of those. Grapple strikes are the unique machine types. There needs to be 44 total. In terms of the dyes available in the face paints, you have to have 24 dyes and 36 face paints available. This is spread over both the regular game and the Burning Shores DLC. And they also keep track of the rim shine obtained, and you need to have obtained 216. Okay. Under New Game Plus, you have another 4 dies, 5 face paints, and 8 legendary weapons. So just make sure that those numbers are maxed out, because that's part of the perfect game. Let's go now up to the Burning Shores progression. It should be 100%. And then under game progression for the regular game, it should be 100%. So you can freeze frame that and check things out. Under the audio data points, it should all be, again, highlighted. So I am going to quickly run through all of the different ones so that you know exactly the names of those that you might be missing. There's quite a lot of them. So again, you're going to have to freeze frame them to figure out exactly what you're missing. This is not part of the 100% completion, like I previously said. But of course, for my perfect game, you have to do that, okay? Because that's what a perfect game is all about. While I'm doing this, I might also like to bring up the fact that it goes without saying you need to platinum both the main game as well as the Burning Shores DLC. I can't show you that, I think, because if I do, I have to go into the PlayStation menu, and it doesn't record that for whatever reason. I don't know why, it just doesn't. But while I'm going through all of these different data points, I'll just mention that you do indeed have to platinum both games. Not too hard compared to everything else you have to do in this game, but that just goes without saying. And of course, remember, this is my version on ultra hard, okay, ultra hard. So hopefully using this, you can kind of use this as a guide too, just to see what you are missing and what might be going on. We're down to the Burning Shores DLC with all of the data points there, so we're almost done with this. Okay, there we go. And done. All right, so as you can see, I proved to you that every single data point in the game has been scanned. Let's go to collectibles. This goes without saying. In order for you to get 100%, you had to have gotten every collectible in the game. I'm again cycling through these really quickly, so at least you can freeze frame and figure out what you might be missing. Good. And then under character bios, you can't really miss these, especially if you don't skip the tutorial. As you start interacting with characters and talking about things, this will automatically light up. But again, it goes without saying, all the characters need to be found. And then finally, under the machine types, again, part of the 100% means that you will have to have scanned every single subtype of most of these. Luckily, the Spectre and the Spectre Prime do not count actually toward 100%, but the Corruptor does. Okay? Getting to quests, I have no active quests because I finished all of them. Let's go to the main quest. So here, I'm just going to take my time, and you will have to look and make sure that you get as many of these objectives as possible. Bear in mind, they're often glitched, so that when you reload from save, optional objectives tend to disappear. But I'm just going to go through all of these so that you can freeze frame and make sure that all these objectives are checkmarked. Remember that there are certain ways where you can complete the side quest, but you don't get all of the proper objectives. So you have to be very careful playing the game slowly, not taking shortcuts, making sure that you go through all the optional objectives you can. Now, all of them will stay if you reload from start, but at least give yourself a chance and try to go through all of this and make sure that your game is like mine, that all the objectives are properly checkmarked, okay? Like examine the art, it takes forever. I know you have to examine all the art and listen to Toda blabber on, but that's an objective. You gotta do that to make sure that that's checkmarked, okay? So here you go, here you go. This is now DLC, main quest objectives. You can see that everything is checkmarked. Let's go to side quests. Same thing, starting with Deep Trouble. Again, make sure every checkmark, every objective is checkmarked. Again, I'm going through this really quickly, so it might be a little bit hard for you guys to to pause it, but you can always freeze frame it frame by frame, so you can freeze exactly on the area that you need to look at, just to make sure that you're not missing anything. You see in the fog that annoying blank? It's an unskippable glitch. And then Forbidden Legacy is also really annoying. It glitches out so that literally, you can't see anything. The second verse, please do not do this side quest after Zoe leaves you when you finish Singularity. You must beat this while she's still at the base in order to not get a glitch, which will fail you objectives. Look at Forbidden Legacy coming up. So annoying. It's way more than that. But guess what? You restart, reload from save. That's all you get. And I don't think that Guerrilla Games will ever fix these because, only crazy people like myself care about this to this extent for a perfect game. For upgrading the Spectre Gauntlet, you got to get that objective check marked. That means you have to actually upgrade it, but then you restart from the previous save. It'll give you that check marked optional objective, but you'll still keep the upgrade. All right, let's go to errands. Same thing. For errands and side quests, make sure that you talk to those scouts before doing it because that adds an extra objective line. See those listen to the rumors? You got to do those before embarking on these quests and side quests because that adds an extra line to the objective log. Remember, we're trying to get all the optional objectives we can, and we're also trying to get as many objectives as possible. And that involves listening to the scouts. So there's a lot to perfection. The salvage contracts, which I absolutely hate because they're all glitched up. Look at convoy ambush. You get 2 rests at the camps. That's a glitch. This is another glitch. You should be 4 out of 4. Gather ancient relics, but it doesn't, as you can see. But at least it's checkmark. At least it's not failed. And then, of course, we're going to finally get to underwater salvage. It looks perfect here. It'll immediately X out the minute you restart, reload from save. That's why I had to show you why my last manual save was before all of that. Everything should be done here because it's all check marked. The melee pit. Talk to Tanalo, talk to Arayo, Leroke, Odug. You can't get that objective unless you listen to the rumors about them. Same thing for the arena. This will never ever be fulfilled because the arena is always going to be open for you. Under the camps again. Look at all of those where you have to listen to the rumors, okay? Rebel outposts, same thing. Listen to the rumors, kill the holdouts. You have to kill all the holdouts. You can't just go there and leave. At least by my definition of a perfect game, we're taking all those guys out, okay? Under Relic Ruins, with the exception of Murmuring Hollow, the rest of them you can listen to the rumors. Murmuring Hollow is a DLC Relic Ruin, so there is no rumors for that one. The Tawnex, same thing. Make sure that you listen to the rumors that you can. The Cauldron as well. For Cauldron Theta, you have to go to the exit of Cauldron Theta to trigger the find the entrance and then find a different entrance. If you don't do that, you will miss out on the find the different entrance, I believe. So that's really tricky, okay? And then finally the collectibles. Just look at all of these. All right, so these are the perfect mission objectives. Let's move on. Remember, aerial capture south is the last aerial capture unlocked after you do all of the rest. And so it is the only one where you don't actually have to find the source of the signal because it's given to you automatically, okay? Going to the map. It goes without saying that the map has to be completely defogged So in initial inspection, we all zoomed out. It has to look perfect. No fog anywhere, okay? No fog anywhere, including the burning shores. Now, of course, because of glitches and the fact that the game will reload you if you go to the borders, if you go all the way over here, you'll see some fog here. That's unfortunately unavoidable. But otherwise, no fog. And now, if you want to go extra perfect, which of course you do, you need to zoom in. And as you zoom in and you move around, there can be no fog on the edges, no fog anywhere on the edges. There's a little bit of fog right here, you can tell. Do you see that? A little bit of fog right here, but that can't be removed. But within your power, you need to make sure that there is no fog, even if you zoom in all the way in and out, there's no fog anywhere. You can see that? That's perfection right there, okay? Even down to this magnification, you can see there's no fog on the edges except for these little tiny bits, and the reason they have them is why? Because if you try to get rid of that fog, the game will just reload you automatically. So again, make sure that it's completely defogged. A lot harder than it sounds. This is one of the hardest parts of the game, actually, believe it or not. And then make sure that every single icon is there. That means every single campfire, every single shelter, and in the shelter, there's no question marks, and every single machine site is visited and highlighted. And that everything that's green is supposed to be green, okay? That there's no blue anywhere. Oh, well, of course, there can't be a blue. If there was a blue, you wouldn't have a perfect game. You wouldn't have 100%. So just make sure all around, every single one of these icons is highlighted. And that's every campfire. There's a lot of campfires, a lot of shelters, but that's part of a perfect game. Make sure in the cities that every single icon is also highlighted, okay? While we're on the subject of the map, just make sure that every single Machine Strike player is green. That means you've beaten all Machine Strike sites on all the boards. Okay, there should be, I think, 8 of them, but every single site that lets you play, you have to beat that Machine Strike player. That's part of a perfect game as well, culminating in the arena, where, of course, you have also beaten the master Machine Strike player as well. All right, let's go over the skills. That goes without saying, everything should be maxed out. Not much to say here. Let's go to inventory. Check very carefully. These are all of the weapons that are possible, even through a glitch to get. I'm just going through it real quickly. There you go. Every weapon in the game for both DLC. All right, let's go to outfits, same thing. Also, you can notice that every single weapon, every single outfit is fully upgraded. Also notice that I have the actual weave in the proper beginning position of all of these outfits, as if you just first acquired them, okay? Coils and weave, this is going to take a lot of time. I think there's 297 total, but yeah, this is the perfect file. Every single coil and weave in the game that you can obtain has been obtained. So go through this really carefully. Make sure you got what I got. And some of those are hard to get. You have to do some pretty difficult things to get them. Some of them are not something you just pick up or find from a machine or something like that. You have to go back to 1.0. There's some of them that are only available at Thormarsh 1.0, things like that. Now we're going to the weaves, same thing. You're going to see very quickly what everything is doing. And yes, it's 10,000. I use the arena duplication glitch. You'll notice that every single thing I have in the inventory is completely, utterly maxed out. Maximum number, either 999 or 10,000, okay? Again, this is to make sure you have all of them. All right, very good. Under tools, make sure you have all these different types of potions. I just carry 6 large stamina and 3 cleanse. I don't carry any food with me. We'll look at that in the stash. Maximum traps, obviously. And then, of course, the utilities should be all maxed out as well. 10,000 rocks. Under ammo, same thing. Now, hold on a second. Let's skip to the strike pieces because we're going to want to make sure you have all of these as well. Remember, in order to get every single thing in the game, you have to get all the pre-order as well as the special stuff. The pre-order, you have to pre-order all the game and the DLC, and you also have to get the Digital Deluxe or the Complete Edition to get access to exclusive outfits and weapons. These are all of the tokens I have. These are all of the special items. Again, some of them you can only achieve through glitches. I didn't turn any of the soldier tags, max them out. I didn't use any of the arena medals or the hunting medals. Okay, so this is perfect game, special gear. Now, before moving on, we're going to go to the stash. And we're going to go under resources. And finally give ourselves that Thunderjaw radar. There you go. Under inventory, under our ammo, make sure you have all of this ammo. This can only be done through 1.0 glitch. So if you have every single thing you can get, this is another one only through 1.0 version. You're going to get 80 pieces of ammo, okay? And these are all the ammo you can get. All maxed out. All right, so now under resources, let's go into the resources here. Again, showing you every single resource you can get. Notice that for this resource, the metal fertilizer pods, I specifically got 10,000 only. Try to do that, you'll see that that's not easy to do. Here's the rest of the resources. This is under inventory. All maxed out as you can see. Thunderjaw radar, only 1.0. And if you travel between campfires or save, it'll disappear from your inventory, which is why, again, I'm doing this only at the very end of my perfect game. To document it for you guys, so you'll see what perfection looks like. Well, we're getting there. Again, showing you every single item. All right, that's it. And then under stash, of course, the resources are going to be basically the same. You can see I have a lot more of these in stash. This is a glitch. There should be a maximum amount, but there is none. So again, the meta fertilizer pods can actually go to the billions if you wish to, by duplicating. So that's why it's so hard to get it to 10,000 on the other end. But you can see that essentially the stash have tens of thousands, but it's identical. Under tools, the one difference is that I have all my foods. I have 20 of each type of food in the game. Make sure you have all of that as well. That'll take you some time to do. I don't carry food with me, but again, I have the food in the stash ready to go. So that's the only thing that's different in stash versus inventory. Ammo, as you can see, there's 80 total. I have it arranged differently under the coils and weaves. Ooh, I missed that. Close range damage, that's fine. As you can see, I missed it a little bit, so it's good to tell. You must have seen that when I was doing it, I was missing one of those close damage coils. As you can see, it's all maxed out, the same as in the inventory. Strike pieces, also the same. Weapons in the stash are none because I carry all of it in my inventory. So just to check, I should have 10,000 now of the close range. And yeah, as you can see, I do have 10,000 of that, so that's good. All right, so much for our stash. Let's look into our hunter's pouch. Please make sure that you have exactly 44 slots total. I used 12 of the 44, but total you need, I used 11 actually. This empty slot is 12, but you need 44 slots total, okay? And then let's move on over. If you go to this room at the base, just remember that you must have unlocked all of the overrides as well, okay? Make sure all of those are check marked off. And we are going to leave right now. Remember, this is on ultra hard, okay? Here we go. Let's travel to the arena because I have to show you perfection at the arena. And when we go to a merchant, any merchant, just make sure that under the buyback option, you are perfect and clear. Under buyback, category is empty. You shouldn't have any leftover residual stuff making this thing messy, okay? Make sure that buyback is an empty list. And then here we go.
Show me your medals, champion.
And if you were to talk to Hala,
Welcome back.
you can see that everything is completed. Completed, 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 and it's all on ultra hard. Look at the leaderboards. You can see difficulty, ultra hard, right? Ultra hard.
We'll see you later, champion.
All right. So also remember that every time you complete a side quest or a errand or a main quest, to go back and check to make sure the exclamation marks over the people that were involved in those side quests are gone. So there are little cutscenes that you can talk about and follow up with. Make sure that those are good. Okay, make sure those are good. We're gonna head back now to the base. In terms of the treasure chests, I've opened every single treasure chest I can find in the overworld map, in the special quests, in areas where you only go once. So try to open every single treasure chest in the game. Unfortunately, the game is a little bit glitched, and there are going to be a couple treasure chests that are stuck in the environment underneath the ground or behind places you can't get to. You can't open them, and other treasure chests will respawn. Even though you've opened it, you can see the chest with the open lid, we can still get it again. So I don't really make opening every chest in the game a part of the perfect file requirement because it's frankly impossible to, and it's random which ones, respawn, which ones don't, and of course there's a couple where you simply can't access. But within your ability, you should try to get as many of those chests as possible to be open. And that's kind of a nice little thing you can use to always have a little bit of replay value in the game. You can always kind of go around and see if you can find some extra chests you missed, and you can always explore the world. And I will end by saying that because I can't show you, you do have to make sure you get every single green shine in the game. There's a set number of green shine locations in the entire game, and you have to find all of them. There are little tiny overworld events as well. Most of them related to green shine. You have to do all of those, and some of them actually respawn. So again, it's a glitch in the game where even though you got the green shine chunk, let's just say, it will give it to you again and again. But aside from those exceptions, every single piece of green shine in the overworld map of the main map, you should have gotten. And you should have done every little overworld event. There's little tiny character events where you save people running around, or you interact with a few scouts in this area here, for instance. Make sure you complete all of them. Some of them will respawn due to glitch. Other ones are one-time deals and they never respawn. Okay, so make sure you get all of those. It's hard to pinpoint that because again, the game doesn't keep track of it. But a part of a perfect game, you should do that. Okay. I think that's actually it for the perfect game. I don't think I forgot anything. I almost forgot the green shine thing, but in the end I didn't. So there you have it. I mean, this is it. This is what I consider a perfect game. It took me 197 hours to do it from beginning to end, and over 1,000 hours of retries and research to finally accomplish it. So I hope you enjoy that. Again, this is the ultimate perfect game because it's on ultra hard. That's where you want to end things. And I have another file, if you can't even believe that, which is identical to this file, except I did it on the variable difficulty. So I did everything essentially twice as far as finding the data points, finishing the game, beating the arena, and all of this other stuff. Okay, thank you very much for your attention. I hope this actually is a nice record and helps to serve you on your quest to get the perfect game file in Horizon Forbidden West. Until next time, do take care.